You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table. Where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little. Get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clock in. They don't wanna miss a second of this AT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' try to turn your back and tell you sorry, try again. Welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix,
you don't need cable.
Welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the hood table one more again. What's up, Carmel Diva?
Hey.
How you doing?
I be good. How you doing?
I be good.
I'm good, blessed.
Man. Yes. I hope everybody is doing well. I guess late start tonight, but we are here, and we're here to discuss some local trending, not so good news. Yes,
right.
That's going on in our community. The title of the live, and also everybody, make sure you like the video, share the video, and support the hood table by subscribing and clicking that notification bell. Thank you so much. But as you can see from the link or from the stream at the bottom, we're discussing the $1 million bail for the Omaha Council candidate, David Mitchell, who was recently charged with sexual assault of a minor. Couldn't squeeze it all in, but I do believe it's first assault.
Yeah, it was first degree.
First degree. I said first assault. First degree sexual assault. And a lot of people in Omaha has been discussing this behind the scenes and on social media. So I thought we would discuss it as well on the hood table to see what everybody think about what's going on. So how do you feel about everything, Carmel Diva?
This is crazy. And you and I were talking earlier, and I'm kind of questioning the timing of it. How this, the information came about, especially since it has been going on for so long, and B, that this is, they chose now after the indictment to, come out with these allegations, with this indictment. And, it's just a little suspicious. I mean, I truly hope that these claims are unfounded, but we shall see what evidence there is.
Yeah, a lot of people hope that these claims are unfounded, and of course, a lot of people is like, oh, don't jump to conclusions. I know somebody specifically has said that they were tired of girls lying on men and trying to press charges on men, something they didn't do. And
I heard that.
I'm not gonna rush to judgment, but it is, a topic of conversation these days. So I'm not gonna rush to judgment. We're trying to be, non-biased or unbiased on the hood table about what's going on, because this could be somebody's life, at stake. So, but as people know, I'm totally against predators or people who assault children. And if it's something that he has done, of course, then he should be punished, tried,
and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Right. But again, I say if he didn't do it, then I hope he has a very, very, very good lawyer.
Right.
And that is, again, David Mitchell, who has been charged, arrested for a first degree sexual assault against a minor. Now, we don't know a lot about what's going on right now. We just know that they saying that the girl around the time would have been between 14 and 15 years old. It was in 2014. From what we
Mhm.
know, David, he was 21 at the time. He's 27 now. So that would have been 6 years ago. Yep, 2014. Um, and the girl would have been between the ages of 14 and 15. But people just find it so strange how they saying the police didn't find out or get notified till last year about it. And they saying that they had met David and the girl whose name they haven't released because she was a minor at the time.
Mhm.
That they have met as recently as a week ago. So what do you think about that?
I, if they've carried on this relationship this long, at first, when you and I were talking, I was like, well, why the hell is anybody reporting it? Who's reporting it? But then I had to think about it. She was a minor and a ward of the state, if I'm not mistaken. She was a foster child. So
Right?
that means that they are probably the ones pressing charges in her name because she was a minor and basically in their custody. This
Mm-hmm.
happened on their watch. But if this has been going on this long, or my thing is this: if you knew about this last year, why y'all didn't do something last year? Why they wait till now?
Well,
Was it
we
because
do know that he was charged um last year for burglary. And what charges they say were burglary. And a lot of people are like, burglary, when that happened? But
girl, that was a mess.
it was because I was like, I can't remember if this was before or after he started running for city council. But they, from what I remember, they were saying like because he owns gamers video stores or gamers video
Yeah.
games. Yeah. And
Uh
so
huh.
they were saying that people were robbing another store and bringing him the merchandise or something like that.
Yes.
And I think he had claimed that he didn't know the merchandise was stolen. And they were trying to
Man,
allege that he was having people rob another store and bring him the
the
merchandise.
employees.
Yeah, something like
It was the
that.
employees.
Something like that. Something like that. So he was already out on bail for that. And some people was like, well, how the heck is he able to run for office if he's
Right.
out
I
on
was just
bail?
about to say that. Like, you out on bail for robbery or theft, basically theft by deception, and you running for city council. I'm like, uh, that's not a good look,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
that's not something that's necessarily going to invoke trust in the voters and in the people you're supposed to be representing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, how are they supposed to trust you if you already have that charge hanging over you? And that kind of makes you side eye. I'm like, okay, is he gonna be? Can we trust him to do what he's supposed to do, and be an honorable man? And then you get this sexual assault of a minor charge.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's kind of like, you
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
But I,
Well, from
to
what I
play
read, somebody had actually said they don't think the people, wanted him to run for city council anyway. But they said he wasn't able to actually run for city council, and so I was kind of confused. So I had questioned that. I'm like, I'm not all in the politics, so somebody break it down for me. And
politics.
so
What is
politics. Did I say
politics?
politics? I was no. I meant to say I'm not really political. I was
Oh
meaning to
shoot.
say I'm not really political, but it came out as political. Okay. I'm not really into politics. Okay. And
Okay,
so I was like,
okay.
break it down for me. And they said he doesn't live in District 2. according to his court papers. So technically, he has till December to move over there. But he can't file.
How
Can't
you
even
gonna
file.
represent a district you don't live in?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not that into politicals now, politics. So I really wish somebody, maybe somebody's in the chat who might be watching, might understand, what they were trying to explain to me. But they were saying basically that, and then somebody else told me that he didn't have enough votes to even be on the ballot, and so that people who want to vote for him would have to actually write his name in on the, how they have like
I'll be
other,
a write-in candidate.
yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. And I was like, huh? So again, I'm not all into politics, so maybe if somebody's watching, they can click the link and jump on the stream and explain to us what they're trying to say. Because I'm like, how you telling me he ain't able to run, but he's been campaigning. He got all these posters. He got these
Girl, so I
websites.
just passed a. I'm in the car now, and I
Mhm.
just passed a big ass billboard with his face on it right there on Ames.
Yeah, so I'm kind of confused like that. But then they said the same thing is going on with Ernie Chambers, because Terrell McKinney is actually running for Senate to replace
Mhm.
Ernie Chambers, and Ernie Chambers did give him his blessing. But somebody said Ernie Chambers didn't have enough votes to be put back on the ballot or something. So, but people told me that they are still going to be voting for Ernie Chambers. They're going to be writing his name, you know,
You
into
know,
the,
God bless him. He's been a part of. He's a North Omaha legend, but sometimes you gotta let it go.
yeah,
At some point, you know, you gotta let it go. And there's some new
yeah.
blood in with some new ideas, and maybe still be their mentor, their guide, but let somebody else
Hmm.
take the helm for a while.
Yeah. Well, as far as the $1 million charges, though, I mean the $1 million bond, though, he would have to put up 10% of the $1 million, which would be $100,000 to get released, to get free from jail. As far as I know, that have not been done yet. I haven't heard anything yet.
Oh, so
My
he's still
source,
in. I was gonna
my
ask that.
sources, yeah, my sources have not given me any updated information. But according to the police report, a 20-year-old woman, because she's 20 now. Well, last year she was 20.
Hmm.
According to the police report, a 20-year-old woman told police in June that she was sexually assaulted by Mitchell twice between March and September of 2004 at a North Omaha home and a location, and it was outside of Douglas County. They said she would have been 14 and 15, for the two separate incidences at the time, and Mitchell was 20 years old at the time. They and
Hmm.
then we had saw the post on his Facebook page. I
Hmm.
thought he was released last night because, like, I don't know, an hour or
How was
so
he able
later,
to post on Facebook? Yeah.
yeah, there was a post on Facebook, but of course, what probably happened was he gave somebody his information to post for him. But there was a
Right.
post following that on his Facebook page that said, these charges are 100% false. The system is finding any way to take me down. I can't make any comments on the current case for legal reasons, the post said.
Mm.
So that was the last that we've heard of him as far as like in social media.
That you know, and we holding his feet to the fire. I'm not gonna victim shame, but um, my thing is this. We know. I know of young girls from back in high school. They was 14, 15, trying to date older guys. They had older boyfriends and this and that. I don't know if it was a case of that. So we don't know if that was the issue, because if they're still meeting up now, what's I mean, I'm just kind of at a loss. Like, what happened? And
That's
then,
what I'm curious to find out. Like if
and who
somebody,
is, who's reporting? Was it like I said, was it the state that reported it, or was it her who reported it?
right, because if it was her, um, and she reported it,
Then
why
why is
are
she
they
still
still?
talking to him as soon as as late as last week? That would be a violation, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Lynette Grant said, she read a story about this guy last month. Someone had posted it. He had denied what was being said about him and what he did, and the person had went live also. Somebody else said that dude fixed my PlayStation twice. Hey, Wayne Game TV. Yeah, from what I
All
remember
right.
when when the news had done a story on him when he first started his video game technical store, and he was really young, probably around what, 19,
Mhm.
18, 19, 20. And I guess he was like one of the youngest people in our neck of the woods, with his own video game store, where you could drop off games and get them fixed. You could also purchase games, sell games. You know how these gamer stores are. And so that's the first time I ever remember hearing about him. And then over the years, I saw him being very active in the community, which is, of course, why I'm sure a lot of people hope that these are false allegations, because he's done a lot in the community. I mean, even as soon as what's that? November, I think it's November. He had an upcoming event that's supposed to take place in November, and that's people are supposed to be getting haircuts. And you said what now? Oh, I'm sorry, I thought Carmel Diva was saying something. But he's hosting an upcoming event called Homeless Feeding and Haircutting in November. He was
Seen
very active,
it
and
earlier. I've read about it, but yeah, he is supposed to have some kind of event coming up in the beginning of November.
yep, yep. And one of his most recent causes that he was active in was the Free Ernest Jackson movement. We did do that interview the other day.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, we did do an interview on that the other day for Free Ernest Jackson. He also threw a rally up in Malcolm X for the George Floyd murder protest and the Leavenworth Cafe protest. He was very active in that when the son of the Leavenworth Cafe owner had posted a lot of racially motivated posts on his Facebook
Mhm.
page. The community took action and wanted something to be done. The Leavenworth Cafe ended up closing down for good. A lot of people think that they just trying to get back at him because of the timing, like you said.
Yeah. That's what throws me off is the timing, and that we got to be careful about some of these things that people are throwing out there, and not be so quick to throw our people under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we want to support this young lady if these allegations are true, but until he's proven guilty, we have to believe that he's innocent, and we have to support those in our community who are doing great things.
Uh-huh.
It's I don't know. I'm starting to get jumbled. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get out the car here
Right, but I know what you're
and
saying.
talk at the
I
same
know
time. But
exactly. I know exactly what you're
I don't know.
trying to
This is
say.
just a tricky situation here,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and there are some suspect things that go on, like you said, with the Leavenworth Cafe
Mm-hmm.
closing, and then all this stuff with the Jake Gardner indictment.
Right.
Um, all of
How
that
it just
happening,
happened to
and
fall
then
on the
all of a
same day.
sudden, this
Mm-hmm.
young black male who is running for a prominent seat in our city all of a sudden gets indicted for some very serious charges,
Mm-hmm.
and he's been very vocal and active lately. That agitates and pisses a lot of these people off.
Right, especially that
So
Leavenworth Cafe,
um,
because not
that's what's
only the
concerning
son,
me. We have to look beyond just what we can see, because there's
right,
always other things going on in the background.
right. We always have to look,
I
above
can't hear
the
you, T.
you. I think you might have to go out and come back in. I'm about to kick her out. I don't know what's going on, but she'll come back in. But yeah, she's right. We do have to look above the surface, and we're trying to be unbiased as possible. We're not trying to be judgmental by, discussing this topic, but it's a topic of discussion right now in our hood and in our community. So we gonna talk about it and bring it to the hood table as we normally do with any other trending news from here, from the hood to the White House. But somebody did make a comment on Facebook. I won't give their name, but they said they think, just like Carmel Diva was saying, they think we got to be careful here, assumption wise, depending on the age of the alleged victim, which we now know is she was 14 and 15 at both times, they say, that they had a sexual encounter. But she said, depending on the age of the alleged victim or circumstances, and an investigation takes time, there are plenty of politicians and there are plenty of politicians and do-gooders who do wrong and break laws all the time. They went on to
Yes, they
say
do.
just because he is doing good in our community doesn't absolve him of any wrongdoing he is potentially responsible for. We just talked about, this is what somebody else posted on Facebook. They said
But
we
I
just
totally
talked
agree.
and they said we just talked about predators and families not too long ago. As a community, we need to see what the evidence says on his charges. Coincidental as it may be, they said there are two sides, and there are 2 plus 1 sides. There are 3 sides: their story, and the truth.
Right. And
And
I'm always quick to say that it's three sides to every story. His,
mhm.
hers, and the truth.
Yeah, there are 3 sides to every story, and being that they put, I think a lot of people was like at first, like, oh my God, this is a conspiracy. Why did they do this? Like it kind of felt like a slap in the face to a lot of people who truly support him, especially with all the protesting that he's been doing over events that he called, or that we believe or people believe are unjust, and especially the Leavenworth Cafe one, because not only was there racist allegations against the owner's son, but then after that there came out like, oh well, they got cousins who are racist. They got other people in the family
Mm-hmm.
posting stuff on Facebook. I mean, boy, that
They was
screenshot
coming
is
out the
something else.
woodworks to go against them. Girl,
That
they
screenshot
was
is
coming
something
out the
else,
over.
y'all. Whoever invented the screenshot,
Ooh.
because people was sending all kind of screenshots, that certain people in the family was making that seemed like racially motivated.
And
So,
people
but he
saying they
did.
had been like that for years, that
Mhm.
Teniglia family. And I said, I did not know that. But I
Yeah,
those
and,
are the,
and go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say they no longer, a lot of people no longer wear hoods and robes. They
Right.
wearing suits, and they
Hmm.
standing behind the counter at some of your favorite
Hmm.
businesses that you support. But when you walk out the door, they talking about you, calling you everything but a child of God.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just
And
say, excuse me, be vigilant about anything, because anybody, you these days you never know. At least
yeah.
back then, I can say they, like I said, they wore hoods and robes, and you knew who they were.
Right.
Nowadays, you never know, because
Yeah.
everybody's so fake and phony.
They could be working with you. You could be purchasing from them. They could be in church with you, sipping the same red wine at the beginning
Huh,
of each and every month. So
girl.
you don't ever know. And I would like to read a post that I saw. Hey Tazy, what's up? How you doing? Taze Inc. is a member of the Hood Nation. As you can see, she has that little loyalty badge next to her name. If you would like to become a member of the
Uh-huh.
Hood Nation, all you gotta do is click the join button next to the subscribe button if you want to become a member of the Hood Nation as well. I do want to read a
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ignore anybody else. Hey, Mimi. Hey, Can Can. Hey, Lynette. Hey, Wayne Gang. And Tasting. How y'all doing?
Yes,
Good
thanks for
evening,
tuning in.
everybody.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure you share the live, push the like button, and subscribe to the Hood Table if you're not already subscribed. Right now I'm going to read a comment that David's sister had put on post that David's sister had posted on Facebook. Um, it says, "I wasn't gonna say nothing, but ATP, I need to address y'all because now I'm really pissed off." She says, "We've lived together our whole damn life. Every friend she's ever had brought over can confirm that her brother has never and would never. He moved out of our mom's house like 3 years prior to 2014 and never moved back." She says the girl they claim he's assaulted slept in a room right next to hers, and that the child was a foster child and was never left alone ever. She also went on to say he was never even there alone himself. He didn't even have a key. And she said their mom always had the foster child with her. Y'all let any girl tell a story about a man and run to her side, and I don't like that shit. Support him or don't support him, but make sure your reasonings are followed by actual facts. And then she says, thanks. So, how do you feel about that? Did we lose Kama Diva again? She always got phone issues. Anyway, I'll comment about that. Um, from what she's saying, she firmly believes that her brother David Mitchell, who's running for city council, is not guilty of those allegations or those charges. That's what she's saying. Um, and I hear what she's saying about taking. What did she say? Where? Let me go back to it. I want to make sure I don't be mixing up the words. Oh, you're back, Kama Diva. Okay.
Yeah.
She said, she said, y'all let any girl tell a story. I I'm not gonna lie. That part right there, I have to comment on, because the thing about it is, I'm trying to be unbiased here, y'all. I'm trying to be unbiased, but the thing about it is, a lot of people have had things done to them by people that you wouldn't fathom would do things
Right.
to him, and not
Right.
saying he's guilty, but I mean, it's the
If
ones
somebody
that
comes
you
with,
think
I say
don't do
this:
stuff.
if somebody comes to you, and especially a young person, and they are making an allegation that they have been touched, they've been molested, they've been raped, you need to at least from the jump believe them, take care of them, and then go back and start looking for the evidence. But at the onset, that's the problem. That's why so many people don't come forward, is because people who won't believe them. They disregard what they're telling them because they don't want to believe that somebody they've known their entire lives, or somebody they're close with, would do this to someone. Hell,
Mm-hmm.
I never thought that I would ever know a murderer, but literally I grew up with one. I
Mm-hmm.
lit had known him my entire life. And but and remember I told you last night, I don't put, not casting anything on him, but I don't put anything past anybody, because behind closed doors, you don't know what somebody is doing and what they're capable of. Like that old lady said in that Tyler Perry movie, in The Family That Prays, she said, "It's your private thoughts that give me pause.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And
It's
that was
your
one of my
private
favorite
thoughts."
lines. That was one of my favorite lines too.
Huh.
Right, and
That was
again,
the
that's not
deepest
to
line.
say, and that's not to say that we are, coming up with the conclusion that he's guilty. But when you
Right.
have to be careful when young children come to you, even if they come to you 3, 4, 5, 11, 20 years later, a young person, the things that they go through when they are assaulted or raped or at a young age is very traumatizing, to say the least. I know many people who have been traumatized by people they know, that they see every day, and that they still see every day, that's in their family, in their neighborhoods. And a lot of times back in the day,
And
things were
think,
swept under the rug. Go ahead.
right. And I would think, having to see the person who victimized you over and over, that's like repeat having that same assault being repeated over and over and over again. Because
Right.
I'm sure that's a constant thought that this person is going to do it to me again. Or, they looking at me trying to see if I've told, and, just all kind of things. And I
Well,
it's a horrible.
I had made a post on Facebook, and I'm gonna read exactly what I posted. This was a few days ago. I said to my family and whoever else needs to hear this, whatever happens at home don't always supposed to stay at home. This has
Hmm.
been brainwashed into our heads for years to protect those who should be locked up and not to bring shame upon the family. But some things need to
Hmm.
come to the light. Stop condemning those that are no longer trying to protect these pedophiles in our family. We as a people will continue to have predators in our family right under our noses and able to harm child after child if we consistently keep them swept under the rug.
Honey, you said a mouthful.
And
I'm
I
standing
made
up
that
for,
post the other day.
and that's true. That's true.
It
People
is true.
were so busy trying to protect the predator that you forgot about the prey, the person that he or she preyed on.
Mm-hmm.
What about them? What who gives a damn if he go to jail? Good. That's where they need to go.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the person who's been victimized? I That was something that, you know, thank God, as far as I know it never happened to me, never happened to my kids or any of my family members that are close to me that I know of. But um, just how could you not protect, especially the innocent child, but you protect the monster who perpetrated this upon them?
Yeah.
That
Just
that
like
is all. It's always baffled me.
yeah. And Taze Inc. said she was assaulted by prominent Omaha and tried to tell others and they wouldn't believe her, tried to put the blame on her. And that does happen a lot.
Hmm. And see, remember I said earlier, I said, back in the day, remember we used to say some of these girls was fast. They
Mm-hmm.
was just fast. And who knows what her life was like prior to her coming to that house, because sometimes she may have been a victim before she came to that house. And coming there, I have heard tales of children who have been victimized and they become overly sexual.
Overly sexualized.
And
Yep.
uh-huh. And they display that, they come and rub up on people, they climbing on people's laps, and because that's what they had been groomed to do prior. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened with this young lady, I don't know. But that could be part of what happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah, a lot of
just,
people though still believe that this is a political scheme though. Somebody had mentioned that it sounds like they are trying to run him through the mud, and somebody said they never heard of the burglary charges until now. But I heard about the burglary charges a while back, but then again, I be in the news kind of, I be trying to keep my ears to the street, because we are the hood table, so we do talk about a
yeah.
lot of different issues. But and then again, people are still wondering how can you run for office? Somebody say he doesn't even live in a district. Somebody says, how could you be running for office if you're out on bond for charges like burglary? They don't
Right.
understand. But and then somebody said he did a live the other day talking about how they are trying to charge him for everything and claiming they are all false allegations. I do remember watching a little bit of that live that he did a few days ago. I didn't watch it all though,
Hmm.
but I don't know if you've seen that live or not either. But some people think it's just a conspiracy, and everything will come out and he'll be, set free and everything. But we just got to keep in mind that even though we firmly support somebody or want to have somebody's back, you also have to be you'll have to be vigilant because there is a victim here allegedly. So
Right.
I don't like how people is like, oh, they didn't do it, that person's lying. Oh, y'all just trust every girl that says she was molested. Or I mean, you never know these days with anybody. All the people that be around our children all the time, their teachers, their coaches, their pastors, their neighbors, their relatives. You never know a lot of the times, what's going on in the dark till it comes to the light.
I have said it before, honey. I am willing to go to jail for mine.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Anytime of any day, I'm going to
Yep.
jail for mine. And it
And I
ain't gonna
told
be no short stint. It ain't gonna be no short stint. I'm gonna be there for a long time. Cause I'm gonna
that's
make
how a
sure it
lot of
hurt.
people feel. Yeah, that's how a lot of people feel about their children. Like, okay, you mess with mine, it's gonna be some consequences and some repercussions.
What Tupac
So
say? Touch one of mine, I'm gonna touch 10 of
I'm gonna
yours.
touch. Yeah. Hey, Edward. Edward said, "What's up, Tanya and Carmel? Love
Hey,
around the world. We'll put a stop to all this chaos out here, no matter what it is." Trump signed a peace treaty with Israel, so Jesus is about to remove his church soon.
mm,
Child. Mm.
we ain't gonna get on that the bad orange. We not gonna get on that
I'm like, should I comment?
orange.
Ah,
The idiot in
yo,
chief, whatever you want to call. That's what I call him,
yo,
the idiot. And he's not the commander in chief. He's the idiot in chief.
all in one.
He just, girl, I got a million names for him, and none of them
Mm.
is child of God.
Yeah, but I don't know if something's going on. It does seem coincidental again that these charges came out literally hours after um the community
The
have
indictment.
our hopes up. Our community have our hopes up right now that there will be justice served in the James Scurlock case. They did
Mhm.
indict Jake Gardner like literally
Mhm.
hours before that for murdering James
They
Scurlock.
should have done that
Um,
back in when it first happened, but anyway.
right, right. They should have been. Yeah, we're not gonna even talk about the police and the mayor and how we feel about all that because
And
I still
Klein,
feel
yeah.
like they don't. If it wasn't because of the pressure of Justin Wayne, the attorney for James Scurlock's family and other pressure
And
from the
for all
community,
of the people coming forward,
right, right.
all them witnesses, it was like, hello.
Mm-hmm. I feel like just listening to the press conference yesterday when they released the results of the grand jury, I just had this feeling rush through me like they ain't happy about that.
Oh no, they
Like
wasn't.
we're happy about it, but they aren't happy about that. And how Franklin kept saying, yeah, he thought, for sure that it was self defense and blah 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 blah, and everybody's like, and look what the grand jury said. Look at all the charges, that all the evidence that has been
Right.
compiled from the grand jury, and
Like,
y'all
how you
literally
gonna
let
be
this
sure
man
before
go.
you even?
Like
Right.
their investigation that they did at the time was so quick. It was literally overnight investigation.
It was. It
And then
was.
they showed us this grainy video. You remember how we was talking about that
I saw,
grainy video that
girl.
they showed? I'm like, you can barely see anybody in that raggedy video.
But
But yeah, that's what
remember,
I said.
them young dudes had the other video.
Yeah, that's the one that we showed, and you can see
Right.
a lot more clear in the one that we. But they didn't show that one on the news.
Mm-mm. 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 Of course
Mm-hmm.
not.
Nope.
Of course
So,
not.
that's why a lot of people feel like, okay, this black man who represents the black community and who has been doing work in the black community, standing up for all these unjust, events. And especially I think the main one this year was Leavenworth with
Yeah.
the Caniglias I think that was the main one. That's the one that really, I think, set the tone for to show where he stands and what he's willing to do for the community to face the Leavenworth Cafe owners who've been around for how long? Like
Girl, they've been in
30, 40
Omaha.
years.
Oh no, they've been here longer than that. Cause
Because
think
they
about
have
it,
money established. Go ahead.
they had plenty of establishments here in Omaha. I mean, they had restaurants all over Omaha. They've been in
Like Mr.
Omaha.
C's.
Yeah, I mean, they have been in Omaha. That probably, I want to say, almost 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been around, and they are
Family has a long
prominent
lineage
in.
in Omaha.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're very prominent here in Omaha. But if your character is in question, I don't care how prominent you are. That makes no difference. If your
Right.
character can't carry you, then you need to step back, get yourself together, and then try it again and make
Mm-hmm.
atone for what you've done. But these people that nowadays are too prideful, too ignorant, too full of self to self to take a self assessment and try to be better and do better. And I
Right.
hope that's not the case here with David Mitchell. That you know he thinking, okay, I got money, I got my store, and I'm out here in the public. Ain't nobody gonna say, or ain't nobody gonna believe these charges against me. I hope
Mm-hmm.
that's not the case.
Yeah, I hope
I,
not either, but because that sure was the case with them Caniglias. Shoot, all we wanted to do for them to do as a community was fire the person who was making, or at least acknowledge the person in their family who was making all those racial motivated posts on their Facebook page. And we wanted to have a sit down to figure out, how we can make this better for the community. They just up and was like, forget that. We shut down this long standing establishment. We don't want to talk to y'all. We don't want to hear from y'all. We just gonna shut this down. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, they just shut that. Okay.
right. Instead of changing the name of that damn, because the honest thing, as much as we went there, and especially like my mom, she used to work at the jail, so she used to go up there all the time and grab breakfast and bring it home. But
Mm-hmm.
I never even knew the name of that dish was the Robert E. Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Always just said sausage and biscuits. And I mean, that
Yeah,
gravy and
like
biscuits,
nobody
and
paying attention.
that gravy and biscuits was banging. Let me
It
tell
was.
you,
It was, and
it
people just
was
wanted them to
banging.
change the name. That's all we wanted was for them to change the name. Like all across the United States, all these Robert E. Lee statues. I mean, just all these
There's a
controversial
school in my mom's
uh
hometown named Robert E. Lee.
right, and people just want in today's time. It's just time to make more changes in our community. It's
But
just time.
I say this, okay, so does that change? What does that change? By changing the name, by taking these statues down, what does that change? It don't change
As
their
far
hearts or their
no, it does.
thoughts.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't, but it's just a step in the right direction. Like as far as that sandwich. I mean, of course, a lot of people still gonna be eating that sandwich. Like, damn, remember back in the day, this used to be called the Robert E. Lee. I mean, you know what I mean. But it's
Hmm.
just taking it's people. It's about acknowledging, at least listening, at least hearing. We didn't want the whole store shut down because of the name of a sandwich. We didn't want the whole restaurant shut down because of their son's Facebook post. We wanted them to acknowledge and listen
Right.
to the
And when
community
they did that, they put a lot of people um in a
out of work.
disadvantage because it was right. They put them out of work because this was they put them out of work, and we're in the middle of a pandemic, which was already economic hardship for most people. And I'm like, why would you do something so drastic and stupid? That
I
just
don't
made
know.
no sense. And
And then I had
they
heard,
can't say they was losing money because they was making money
girl,
like
that place stayed
crazy.
packed. It stayed packed.
Stayed packed.
Hmm. But you remember, Stothard, I think they said Stothard said something about she was going to investigate why they shut down or something like that. And I'm like,
She
okay,
ain't did nothing.
ain't nobody trying to investigate these racial posts on Facebook, but okay. You know, I don't know. Nebraska, Omaha, we Douglas County, boy, we need a lot of changes done. We need a lot of people to exit stage left
Mm-hmm.
and some people to enter to stage right. And with the election coming up, I don't know how much we gotta stress this, but please let your voice
Vote,
be heard.
vote, register to vote, vote,
And
vote,
speaking of
vote.
registering to vote, there is going to be a register to vote event this coming Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. at Sugar Hill. Now, y'all know where Sugar Hill is if y'all from North Omaha, Nebraska.
Everybody
Do
know
I
where
have to
Sugar
say?
Hill is.
Do I
That's
have to
about, what is
say?
that, 59th and Ames.
Yes, it's approximately 57, 50, 58,
It's about
59th
59th
and
and
8.
Ames.
Yep. You know where we gotta bust that Yui when we coming up Ames Street. Gotta
It's the
bust
liquor
that
store
Yui.
right next. That's 12 inches from a church. I've
Ex-
never understood that, but
you know, every time I
I
go
always
there, I
thought
don't
they
think
were
about that
connected.
church. Why
I
you
always
talking
thought,
about is you talking about is 12 inches for the church? I'm like, it's like 20 feet from the beauty salon and 20 feet from the old Leola's record store. That's what I be thinking.
right, it's still in the same parking lot as Leola's, but I always used to be like, I always thought they was connected, but then somebody said no, there's a little space, and so now when I ride past there, I look, girl, it's about maybe a
And I
foot.
still don't pay attention to that church right there. So when I ride past there this weekend, but I just brought that up to say, if you are not registered to vote, please start registering to vote. We are gonna have, well, not I'm not the one throwing the event, but somebody did tag me in the post so that I can put the word out that there will be an event. It's a voter registration drive in the Sugar Hill parking lot. They said it's 56 in Ames, and it's Saturday
Okay.
from 1 to 4 p.m. So please get the word out. We are going to be there. We're going to represent the hood table there. So we'll be
What?
there. We'll be going live.
Hey.
We will be going live from Sugar Hill for the voter
Put
registration
a
drive.
hat
So
in the
if you
comments.
see us,
Y'all want me to wear my big old sun hat? Y'all want me to wear my big old
oh
sun
Lord,
hat?
oh
Put a
Lord.
put a hat in the put a hat in the comments. Let me see. Let me see.
Girl.
Don't be bucking your eyes. I see you.
Long as you don't wear that, long as you don't wear that one purse.
Dang it! What is going on? I can't hear you. I know you done said something smart. Let me leave out. I can't hear you.
Okay. Man, that's an inside joke. There's this purse that she used to have. I think she still got that purse. And we used to tease her about that purse. Oh my God. Every time we would have get togethers or have parties or something, we used to tease her about that purse. That's why I told her, okay, you can wear the sun hat. Don't wear the purse. Hey girl, did you hear what I said? Can you hear
No,
me
I ain't
now?
heard what you said. What you say?
I said,
Yeah,
just
I can
don't
hear
wear
you
that
now.
one purse. I said you can wear the sun hat,
I'ma
just
bring
don't
it.
wear that one
I'ma bring
purse.
it. Look, they be hating.
Girl,
I'ma need y'all to quit hating. Let me tell. Okay,
girl.
let me tell y'all the story behind that. Orange is my favorite color. I love orange, and I had a leather orange bag. Now, unlike a lot of other females, if I find something I like, I'm gonna keep using it. I don't give a damn what nobody else say. But I carried my orange purse all the time. They used to get so they was you and Peaches. I'm gonna buy you another damn purse so you quit carrying that orange one. Why? Why is my orange purse? What has my orange purse done to offend you? What did it do? It ain't did nothing but be pretty.
That orange purse had a mind of its own. Everywhere we went, you just look across the room, you just see that bright ass orange purse. That's Keontae's.
Be
That was
like, oh,
funny.
Chianti here. I ain't thinking about
Yeah,
y'all.
I'm just teasing you. You know, I'm just teasing you. But
Oh,
for
I
real, we
know.
do want people to come out for the voter registration drive. If you
Yes.
know anybody who's not registered, my youngest is 19. I'm like, okay,
Please bring
I
them.
know.
Please bring them.
Yes, yes, have to bring him because at the time when the last presidential election was, he wasn't old enough to vote. So I'm so excited. He's like, "Dang, mom." He said, "I understand. I'm gonna do it. Dang, mom." I'm like,
See, my son is upset because his birthday literally falls a week and a half after the election. The election's on the 4th. Wait a minute, November 4th, right?
"Yeah,
Is it the 3rd or the 4th? But
I
his
think it's
birthday is on the 12th.
yeah." Well, we just
So
need to
he's,
be. We need to be there, or we need to be square. Because
oh
if
my
you do
gosh, I
not
was hoping
vote,
you didn't say that.
be there or be square, like they
No.
used to say in the 80s. All right, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Be there
Oh
or
my
be
gosh.
square.
Like Jack me with a spoon. Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
totally.
So stupid.
But no, serious. We joking about it, but y'all know how serious this is. Y'all know how serious
This
this
is,
election is.
we have got to get him out of the White House, and not just him. Make sure that you pay attention to your local election and who your local leaders are too. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we know we got to get the bad orange out of there, the bad egg, whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
But we definitely need to pay attention to our local leaders too, and see if they are representing us properly and as they claim they were going to. You know, when they campaign, they promise all of this stuff, but when it comes down to it, are they actually doing what they said they were going to do? Are they actually benefiting your neighborhood, your life? And that's what it all comes down to. Is are they
Yeah,
doing this for the constituents, or are they in this for themselves?
right. And voters day is election day is Tuesday, November 3rd.
I was talking about you earlier, 402 Revenue.
I don't
I
tell
was talking
him
about
that
you earlier.
he knows that we enjoy having him you know, put his little 2 cents in our conversations.
Well,
Where
he
you
ain't
be?
been around. Right. He ain't called. He ain't came by. It's like he done disappeared.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like
You
he
didn't
too good for
abandon
us now. Right, he done abandoned us.
abandon the
You
hood table.
abandoned me. He don't live here anymore.
Hey, do, do, do.
Just a vacancy.
Oh,
Lord
that
of mercy.
girl love me some Faith Evans. You gonna have me listen to her tonight?
Girl.
I love me some Faith Evans. But yeah, I know we got a little off topic. The how we normally do on the hood table. Don't judge us. Don't judge us. But there's just
Right.
certain things that we're going to be stressing every single time we go live, every single time we do a show. It is now approaching the end of September and getting closer to election time. So anybody who wants to come out and help us, promote Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. 56 and Ames, Sugar Hill, election voter registration drive
Registration.
at
Yep.
Sugar Hill. We will be there.
Mhm.
Me and Carmel Diva, and I will be there going live from Sugar Hill. So
Exactly.
make
We
sure
need
you
y'all
guys.
support. We need y'all to come out. We
Mhm.
need y'all to come out in droves. Bring your mama, bring your mama's grandma, sisters, uncle, cousin,
Mhm.
step niece. Um,
Especially the ones who don't have vehicles, the ones who, you
yes,
know,
yes.
bring them out
I ain't
there.
trying to hear that. See what had happened was I ain't trying to hear that.
my favorite line.
Right, you sure are quick to say
See
that
what
one.
had happened was we was 20 minutes late because see what had happened was true.
Girl,
I
I'm thinking I was
overslept.
gonna be late, and it
I
was you.
overslept. I ain't even gonna lie. I set the alarm clock for 7:15 and it went off and I said, "Oh, I got like at least 15 more minutes." I woke up right at 8.
That's when I was hitting you up, like, where the stream at, though?
Yes, I woke up
You
right
talking
at
about
8. So that was
But
my
yeah,
fault.
we
Let's
want y'all to come
give me the
out
credit.
and to get back on topic. We want y'all to pay attention. Um, and we don't want y'all. I mean, let me say this: I do not want people to just vote for people just because they're black, just because they live here, because they may not have your best interest at heart. They may not be what's best for you and your family and your community.
Right.
I do want you to pay attention to their platform, what they're saying, and then also look at their past works. See what they've done prior to this, because they can get up and tell you anything, but they past, they can't change they past.
Mhm.
Um, so pay attention to that. Um, and please, like we said, it's so important to register to vote, not just to register, but to actually make your voice heard. Make your vote count. Don't let it be done in vain. Make a
Yeah.
difference. Because see, you cannot make a difference. Like, we calling for changes in, the police and the mayor's office and the prosecutors. Well, baby, that's all done through voting.
Hmm.
You have to vote. You can
That's
yell and
right.
protest all you want, but that's not going to do anything unless you vote.
That's correct. Tell them, Carmel Diva.
Honey, I'm
Mm.
tired. We're not going to pussyfoot around it today. We're going to tell the truth and
Yes,
let it be told.
that's
And
right.
if
And
you
let me
don't,
remind y'all. Thank you, Carmel Diva, for letting everybody know that because it's really serious. We cannot stress how serious it is to get out there and vote. Make sure you registered. Not just this go around, but every time. Make it a habit. Don't just vote because
right,
you don't like that person, or don't just vote because I mean you have to make this a habit. Be prepared every time, whether it's your local election or the national election. You have to, this it's just something that we do. Like we tell our younger generations, people thought, I told my son earlier this morning, I said, do you know that all the ancestors died, all of them dead, because they was trying to make sure that we could vote.
that's
All of them
stupid.
dead
He said
because
they
they
all
were trying to
did.
make sure that all of them, all of the ancestors,
Every last one of them. Every last one of them.
every last one of them died for our rights to vote, for our rights to fight, for our rights
And
to
in
use
order
our
to make
voice.
it a habit, I say this: in order to make it a habit, parents, this what you do: take your kids with you.
Yeah.
Show them democracy in action.
Yep.
That's what you do. Since
Yep.
my son will tell you, since he can remember, every time I went to vote, I took him with me into the ballot box, into the ballot booth, so he could
Mhm.
see what I was doing and who I was voting for and why.
Right.
And he's very astute as far as what's going on around him now.
Mhm.
I'm trying to get my daughter that way, but she's 10 and lip gloss and fingernails rule her world right now. But
Yeah, I get it.
and unicorns. But you know, it's you can sit here and tell somebody all day long, but it's better to show them so
Hmm.
that they see you are more than just talk and that it takes action to
Right.
make things work.
Hmm. Yep. It's best to teach them when they're young. So instead of you trying to ingrain into their head as soon as they are like 17 and a half, you know, let them know why when they're young, why you're doing it, why they should look forward to being able to do it. But also I want to
Mhm.
let everybody know that this coming Sunday at 7 p.m. We are going to be doing a interview with a man by the name of Obi Anthony.
Yes.
Obi Anthony, for some of y'all who might not know who Obi Anthony, he is from South LA in California. Obi Anthony was charged in 1995 at the age of 19. Obi Anthony was charged with and found guilty of murder and attempted robbery and given a life sentence. He was eventually released after a witness who had said that they saw him specifically murder somebody. That witness came forward years later and said they
And
lied in
recanted.
order to,
Yeah.
yeah, they recanted their story because they wanted to reduce the charges
Their
on their own
sentence.
crime, their own sentence at that time. So they
And he
they
had done
reacted their story.
17 years.
They had reacted their story, and yes, he did 17 years. And then they said after he was released in 2016, he actually started and founded the Exonerated Nation. And he's committed to transforming the experiences of exonerees after release and building a
Hmm.
community that can provide safety, stability, and healing to wrongfully convicted Californians, and to make sure they get compensated for the time
What?
that they were unjustly in prison.
Yes.
So that's going to be Sunday at 7 p.m. That's going to be a really
I'm
good
so
interview, y'all.
excited. I'm so
Shout
excited for
out to
that one.
Miss shout out to Miss Carmel Diva for reaching out to that man, and because you know that man don't know nothing about Omaha, Nebraska. He don't know nothing about the hood
Right.
table.
Right.
So you know, and you
I
know
just
how it
felt like
is.
this was a way to not only to I was compelled by his story, just hearing that, and then knowing that after all he had been through, he could have been bitter, and he had every right to be bitter, but
Yep.
instead he took that and turned it into something positive. Because what a lot of people don't know is when people are exonerated, unlike when you're on parole, say you get out, somebody's still on paper, they give them out, they find them, they help them find housing, they give them a little change in their pocket, give them job leads. But
Mm-hmm.
when you are exonerated, basically you just an everyday citizen. They have nothing
They
for
give you
you.
like $100 and a bus ticket and tell you to go home.
That's it. No, nothing. They don't help you get a driver's license. And so with Obi's organization, they help them get driver's license, get access to their social security cards, health benefits, housing, things
Mm.
like that, to help them get reestablished into society.
Right.
And I think that's just a wonderful redemptive story. And I think I love it because to me personally, it's a punch in the eye to the system,
Mm.
because you've done these people a great disservice. You've taken time away from them that they can never get back.
Right.
And this is a way for them, somebody is reaching out a hand and helping them. So he took that money he won, and now he's turning it over and helping other people who have been wrongfully incarcerated. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And I want to,
Yeah.
those are things that we should celebrate,
Mm.
especially with it being a young black man who's doing this, he and his wife.
Mm.
So
Yep.
I'm so excited and can't wait to talk to him and see what else he
I
has in
know.
store.
I can't wait to talk to him too and find out a little bit more about his business and everything that he has going on. And yeah, it's just great to see people who know they are innocent. That's why I said with this particular situation with David Mitchell, we're being trying to be unbiased. We don't want to throw away the man, because
Hmm.
we don't know. We don't know. He could
Exactly.
be innocent. He could be innocent. He could be guilty. We don't know that right now. But there are a lot of people who do go to jail who are innocent. They say they innocent to the day they die or to the day they actually get out. And to see some people be released and still have a lot of their life left to live while on the streets. And then they give back to help others who are walking in those same footsteps. We have to
Right.
recognize the people who, because he ain't got it, he can take all his millions that he got and he can go on and
Girl.
live his life
Okay, his best life.
and live his best life with all those millions because he got a lot of money
Right.
when
We
he
ain't
got
gonna
out.
tell all that. We'll tell all the rest of
Yeah.
that on during the story. But yeah,
Yeah,
he
you'll find out about all that on Sunday night. The show is at 7. I will put the notification out Sunday afternoon to remind people to tune into the show. So be looking
mm,
forward to that show, and I hope to see you guys there. And again, the people in Omaha, Carmel Diva and I will be representing the Hood Table at the voter registration drive at the Sugar Hill establishment on 56 and Ames Street this Saturday from 1 to 4. Excuse me, it's from 1 to 4. So come out, say hi to us, say what's up, bring people to register to vote. If you're not registered, come out and register to vote. Please and
and
thank you.
please, people, when you come, please, please, please have your mask on.
Yes, yes,
Have your mask on.
yes,
Please.
yes. Make sure you wear your mask. And if you want to buy me a bottle up out of Sugar Hill, I don't mind. I ain't gonna mind. I ain't gonna mind. I like
Lord,
Kiki.
she like
I like
kinky.
Kiki Kalua. I like my new favorite thing right now is Kiki Kalua. Not
This
because of the
fool.
Kiki, but because of the Kalua.
Mm-hmm. We ain't
So,
gonna touch on that one.
yeah, we ain't gonna touch on that one. But okay,
We'll talk
y'all.
about that on Friday.
Right. Oh yeah, we can't forget about tomorrow night, Friday Night Live. Carmel Diva and I, we have a lot of different topics that we want to discuss tomorrow night. Y'all know Fridays at 9 o'clock is Friday Night Live. No topics
It
off
goes
limit.
down.
It goes down every Friday night on the Hood Table. You can jump up here on the screen with us. We can have up to 10 people up here on the screen. So if you have some topics that you want to discuss, come tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Even if
Bring
you
it
don't
to
want
the
to jump on
table.
the screen, if you just want to bring it to the Hood Table and type your comment in the chat, or I mean your topic in the chat, or inbox me on Facebook or DM me on IG. But we
Be
do like to have
respectful.
people. Yes, be respectful. And we do like to have people join us for those shows. We like people to come up on the screen so we can see your pretty or handsome face and, chit chat with you at the Hood Table. So that's 9 o'clock tomorrow night. No holds barred, no topics off limit. Friday Night Live show. Bring your topics and bring your conversation because it goes down at the Hood Table on Friday night.
What? What? Hoo-dee-hoo.
But all right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure again you like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the Hood Table. If you are not subscribed, and find us on Facebook, IG, Twitter, and at thehoodtable.com where you can purchase your The Hood Table merchandise. We have a lot of The Hood Table merchandise, y'all. And also you can sign up for our monthly newsletters at our website at thehoodtable.com.
Right.
And
I
in the
still need to get my shirt.
yes, you do. Yes, you do. You better,
Oh,
you better, because we need to wear those so we be representing when we out and about.
I know. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. God bless. Stay safe. And
Yes.
we going to
Stay
be
safe,
out.
be blessed, remain vigilant, and we out. Deuces.
Peace.
402 out.